it just went by, over there. It looked like... the balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are.
Nahida, bad news. We just saw the balladeer strolling around in public. Did he escape or... Ah! It's him!
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surastana? Aren't you supposed to be locked up?
I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me.
A deal? Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet. It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us!
As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the balladeer.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you, considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time. The balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. Plus, he's a former harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond.
Wait a second. Farmer? You mean he's not a harbinger anymore?
I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be. Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Yeah, obviously! Nahida, don't listen to him!
Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. We still have time. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
All right, then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch.
Nahida, are you serious about this?
Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit. Yes. As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today.
Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, Some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without knowing what to look for would take too long, even for me. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information and should be able to find it more quickly.
Exactly! Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him!
But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark, searching for the one candle whose light still burns. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it. It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it.
Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help?
I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. Seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf. If you could accompany him, it would put my mind at ease. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside. Great, thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul.
It looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
Baum sieht sehr gesund aus. Ich kann immer noch keine Fotos machen. Aber wir haben eine interessante Quest bekommen von Nahida. Wir haben ein Date mit Scaramouche.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Typ der Scaramouche hat halt so eine Art, wo er alles bewerten muss. Oder das auch irgendwie aussprechen muss und das kann ich einfach...
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you should think about backing off a little.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through. I know there are many grievances between you, on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry. This is as much for your own safety as anything else.
Ich kann das, aber Paimon weiß ich nicht.
Fine. Let's call it truce. But only until this mission's over.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are gonna be traveling together after all. Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
Pretty eyes.
You sure are confident.
I suggest we get going. Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
Leg einfach los.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. Wow. So this is the inside of Irminsul. Ooh.
Wow.
Paimon's never seen anything like this.
Ein Baum in einem Baum.
And it feels like a sacred place.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Teyvat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so say we did go running off in here. What would happen?
Find out?
What are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
Sure.
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
Hm? Ah, wir werden teleportieren.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge tree!
Hier befinden sich alle Informationen dieser Welt.
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint.
The Balladier's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
Scheint sich in keiner Weise hier gegen zu sträuben. Er versteht den Einsatz. Hat er etwa bei den Fatui eine ähnliche Rolle? Ist eine wirklich
The
sonderbare
rest is
Person.
up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk? Yes, I've also invited Paimon to join.
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while.
Paimon's never tried this before. This is great! So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladier's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand.
Das hat sie auch vorher schon mal gesagt, diesen Satz.
Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers.
Also sie will auch, dass er seine Klarheit erlangt. Sie ist ja Göttin der Weisheit.
done. Smart and attentive as always.
In dem Augenblick, als ich Hypatia in Partys DI berührt habe, habe ich für kurze Zeit sein Bewusstsein gesehen.
So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladeer into the person he is today.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida, do you know anything about that?
If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on, yes.
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination.
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
So the Gesse got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
What makes you think we're talking to each other?
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation.
Hä? Warum bezieht das auf sich?
Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So, have you found anything yet?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait, how did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you.
Die Einstellung ist besser, als ich erwartet hätte.
Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh? Wait.
This light, it looks similar to those saplings.
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with us.
Oh, Paimon nervt. Lass ihn doch erst mal gucken.
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatarasuna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Er hat sich gleich in den Ofen
Is
gestürzt.
that so?
It's...
Whoa!
Aber wir spielen
I
jetzt die
have been in
Vergangenheit.
Tatarasuna for some time now.
Oh,
You've shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else.
das ist Kasus Vorfahren.
Under your leadership, Tatarasuna is a warm, welcoming place. Like a giant village. People are gainfully employed. Their lives have purpose. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatarasuna, it was originally established as a means of safely disposing crystal marrow. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our forging process like this on his own. At least not on the same timescale. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique. Even now, you remain one of Tatarasuna's key consultants, working right here alongside us.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma.
Asche.
And it has been my great honor to
Er
befriend
hat
you
also
all.
quasi einfach geholfen, Produktivität zu steigern.
So you say, Escher. But is this really the truth?
My good sir, what do
What
you
do you
mean?
mean?
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. Because I didn't want to speculate. And I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way.
Er hat ein cooles Outfit. Also, sein Hemd ist cool.
What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarming rate. And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. We've kept the truth from spreading outside, but still, I suspect you understand it better than I do.
Also, was auch immer er dahin gebracht hat. Also er hat Tatarasuna als Probeort verwendet, für was auch immer er erschaffen hat oder was auch immer der angeboten hat.
None of the people who went
Mit
out to
was
get
auch
help
immer
have
sie
come
das die
back.
Produktivität
Now, our
gesteigert
mutual
haben.
friend, the Kabuki But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine. Are you sure you're not a little overqualified?
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly,
killt ihn
I
gleich
am
mit dem
so
Messer.
very attached to my craft.
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you?
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatarasuna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment.
Oh my.
A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
Wow. Was ging da ab? Ey, richtiges Drama.
You...
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias, and that I was not from Fontaine at all. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity, and what I seek in Tatarasuna.
Ist er Doktor?
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside the furnace. So you're really going to destroy this place?
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself.
Das ist
You're
der
not a
Doktor.
puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a
Seine Stimme
heart.
geändert. Auch wenn du kein Herz hast. Er sendet den Scaramouche jetzt da rein.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense.
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment.
Ja, es ist ein Experiment.
If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
The Fatui?
Der ist echt alt.
Just to create a...
That's it. That's why you...
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet.
Also lässt er den... Er hat ihn gar nicht in den Hochofen gestoßen. Er wollte nur, dass er da reingeht, um es aufzuhalten, oder? Und der Doktor hat das so geplant, dass es so kommt, damit er sehen kann, was mit der Puppe passiert.
Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human have for befriending one who is not of our kind?
Oh, das ist irgendwie gemein.
If you give him my heart, tell him that both Nagamasa and I see him as one of us.
Oh,
He has nothing to prove to anyone. Because not everyone just wants to use other people. The only ones who think like that are people like you.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty. Then out of respect for you, I shall redefine myself. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful than you could ever hope to defeat. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible. Mr. Niwa? Already dead. What a pity.
oh mein Gott, der ist echt crazy, der Doktor. Holy damn.
Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was.
Einen Riss erschaffen, um uns in den historischen Ablauf von Inazuma eingravieren zu lassen. Was meint er mit dem Riss?
I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
Oh, damn. Das ist natürlich schlimm für Scaramouche, weil er dachte die ganze Zeit, er wurde verraten von dieser Person.
Hey, are you alright?
Nein, er ist traurig, Paimon.
Dottore, Dottore! Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine? But why did we see things from his perspective?
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Ah, Nahida wollte ihnen die Wahrheit zeigen. Sie macht echt ihren Job als Göttin der Weisheit. Sie versucht den Leuten Klarheit zu erschaffen, das ist ihr... Ist das ihr Ziel? Ich weiß es nicht. Aber irgendwie ist es nett von ihr. Sie ist
Maybe
so süß.
so, but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even...
Sein Verrat war ein Lügenmärchen. Das ist auch ein Experiment vom Doktor gewesen.
Let's give him some space. He looks really mad.
We need
Lass
to
uns
give him
darüber
some
gehen.
time to process his emotions.
Das ist sehr
I'm
traurig.
still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up?
Paimon, ganz ehrlich.
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the kabuki mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as the mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject.
Die haben ja damit diese komischen Tatarigami oder was es ist. Auf dieser Insel gibt es ja diese Geister durch diesen Hochofen. Aber ich verstehe nicht genau, was sie damit bezwecken wollen, was er da gemeint damit mit dem Riss. Also das höhere Ziel ist halt so ein bisschen unklar.
After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process.
Er hat das ganze Dreck absorbiert, Igitt.
The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?" The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke.
Oh.
The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it has protected him from the filth. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible.
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Also die Aktion, die er danach gebracht hat, die waren...
Dottore, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright?
Ich glaube nicht. Are you worried about me?
That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend. It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Tevat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Viel zu erwarten war, aber danke.
Don't thank me
trotzdem.
just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
Yes, please. We like more info.
Huh? About what?
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was her first destination when she arrived in this world. Plus, she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
Summoning. Also die werden gar nicht, die sind nicht herabgekommen, sondern die werden gerufen.
The heavens responded?
The jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria and lived with your sister for a time.
Piero gehört also auch zu Conria. Deswegen hat er so.
I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this.
Er hatte auch keinen Grund.
Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Willst du dich mit uns prügeln?
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long.
Er will ohne die Göttin reden.
I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me.
Ich mag seine Stimme.
Give me your hand.
Oh, sure. Touchy, touchy.
Can you hear my voice inside your head?
Yes.
No, I can't do anything like that anymore.
Bei uns
At most,
Gesicht.
all I can do is
So
exchange a few words with
unhappy.
you.
Ist sie eifersüchtig?
So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past?
No. Warum fragst du mich das?
Done.
Huh? What happened?
Nothing. I was just thanking him for helping me.
Im Moment hat er gesehen, dass ich gezögert habe. Er hat schon, wir haben innerhalb Tevats haben wir Ruka Tevatas Existenz ausgelöscht und damit hat er eine Information bekommen. Und zwar, dass er die Vergangenheit auslöschen kann, wenn er möchte, und das will er jetzt wahrscheinlich versuchen mit seiner eigenen. Ich habe ihm seine
So
Frage
long.
beantwortet.
I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Wir müssen ihn aufhalten, Paimon.
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are.
Wow, that's a statement.
But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right.
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Oh no.
Oh, can you hear me?
Sorry, Nahida, wir sind schlechte Babysitter.
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now?
It was the Balladeer's fault. He shut you out.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that, but did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had?
Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him.
Wir haben ihm in die Augen geschaut und dann... Aber als er gefragt hat, dass er die Vergangenheit ändern wollte, hat er sich das wirklich gewünscht. Aber es ist halt ein bisschen... Ich mag keine Zeitreisegeschichten. Voller Widersprüche.
It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're at, an inn or something?
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you.
Was kann ich tun?
I'm sorry, but this isn't something I need your help with.
An emergency? How bad is it?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances,
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the Balladeer meant? And why did he suddenly grab onto you before?
Er wollte einen Lügendetektor benutzen. Er erinnert sich nicht mehr an die höhere Herrin Rukatevata. Scaramouches Frage war sehr ungewöhnlich. Und es wäre zu kompliziert, das zu erklären, und es würde Paimon traurig machen. Es wäre wohl am besten, die Sache mit der höheren Herrin unerwähnt zu lassen und nur über Scaramouche zu sprechen. Erzählt Paramount von der Frage und was er nun vorhaben
He wants
könnte.
to change the past? But surely that's impossible.
Es ist nicht so einfach.
Right! You can't just rewrite history. All that stuff happened already in real life. It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure as heck remember drinking it.
Well,
So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't help but feel scared about what he might do.
und Paimon wird gleich Scaramouche vergessen und Traveler ist der Einzige, der sich erinnert.
Ooh, Paimon's so confused.
Er will sich vielleicht selbst aus der Geschichte löschen.
Sorry, Paimon accidentally... it's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Ermin? Uh-oh. Paimon's head is overheating from trying to understand what he's up to. Ugh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing but trouble ever since we met him. There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise, won't everyone who's connected to him be affected too?
Das wäre wieder... Ja, ich mag keine Zeitreisen-Stories, sorry. Im schlimmsten Fall wären alle Menschen, die mit Raiden Gokuden zu tun hätten, wie etwa Kaidare Kazuha, Ayaka, Ayato davon betroffen, würden sie dann auch
There's
verschwinden?
nothing we can do about it at this point. How about, we list all our favorite foods to take our mind off things? Heck, if that doesn't work, Paimon's probably gonna collapse of anxiety here.
Was ist denn los mit ihr?
Alright, Paimon will start. First dish. Munchstack grilled grilled fish. Oh, and chicken mushroom skewers.
Oh, lecker.
Tea break pancakes, cream stew, sauteed matsutake, and Dragon chili chicken, almond tofu, satisfying salad.
Satisfying salad.
Also Adeptus Temptation, golden shrimp balls, triple layered consomme, lotus seed and bird egg soup, and
Oh, jetzt hat sie vergessen. Paimon, was ist mit dir?
What was Paimon supposed to be doing just now? Paimon was, talking? Huh. Paimon suddenly can't remember what she was talking about.
Sie erinnert sich nicht mehr. Das Gericht aufgezählt wegen Scaramouche.
The balladeer? Is that a food too? Huh. Weird name though.
Oh mein Gott. That's not good. He's totally messed up. Vielleicht hat er sich auch nicht nur gelöscht, vielleicht hat er einfach die Person ersetzt und dadurch die Geschichte nicht verändert. Ist das möglich? Irgendwas scheint hier nicht zu stimmen.
What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon said?
Ja, schon gut, Paimon.
So, the balladeer. Is that someone's name?
Ich muss einige wichtige Sachen bestätigen. Paimon, lass uns eine kleine Reise machen.
Okay, sure. Where are we going?
Ich muss nach Inazuma zurückkehren.
Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay?
Das ist keine
You're
Zeit
acting
für...
like this is an emergency.
Lass uns später losgehen und wir können auch später noch reden.